What's up, everybody, and welcome to Flagrant. And in light of recent events, we thought it would only be right, that we have a serious conversation where we, deeply apologize to Jeffrey Epstein and, Ghislaine Maxwell and even Diddy, because we got this so wrong. Clearly, we got this so wrong. So we brought in an expert today, an author, an investigative journalist, someone who's dedicated years of their life to getting to the truth of this whole Epstein situation, recently the Diddy situation. And were we wrong, Nick? This is Nick Bryant, by the way. Nick Bryant. Nick, were we wrong the whole time?
Yeah, you guys are wrong. I mean, Epstein, according to our government, he's innocent. I mean, he did molest over 1,000 underage girls, but other than that, he's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Diddy, I mean, he trafficked kids and prostituted people and made them buy drugs and take drugs. But all those charges were dropped.
It was Cassie's fault, actually.
So, yeah. So,
a lot of allegedly's here, by the way. Nick is saying all this on his own volition. He's older than us. He's lived a good life.
With Epstein, it's a tragedy. It's a major tragedy.
Which part?
Categorically.
Okay.
It's a categorical tragedy. The thing with Epstein is, here's a guy that molested underage girls for 25 years and pandered them out. And nothing's going to happen to any of those perpetrators. There's Ghislaine Maxwell, who's doing some time.
Why is she doing time if nothing happened?
Because, she was indicted on 2 conspiracies, but she was the only one that was indicted. So maybe she's multiple personality disorder.
She conspired with herself twice.
Yeah, no, obviously she was pandering to herself.
Yeah.
And so that's poor Ghislaine. And the thing about Ghislaine is, it's kind of amazing. She trafficked underage girls for 25 years. And the thing that the media has really done Epstein and any truth about Epstein a major disservice.
Wait, why is that?
Because, there's a number of reasons, but traffickers, I've been writing and researching about trafficking, child sex trafficking, human trafficking for 22, 23 years. And the thing is, traffickers are vicious people. And Epstein and Maxwell were vicious. You can live in a mansion on the Upper East Side, or you can live in a trailer park on the outskirts of Tallahassee, Florida. But if you're trafficking, especially children, you're vicious. You're a psychopath. And that's one of the ways that the mainstream media has failed the government or the people and the Epstein victims in many, many ways. But they've never conveyed how vicious Epstein and Maxwell were to these girls. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing I think all Americans are curious about right now. Thank you so much, Kiana. And there you go. So how is it that the Trump administration, the current DOJ, you have Kash Patel, you have Dan Bongino, all these people have kind of, completely done a 180 on this. Do you have any justification for that? Obviously we're going to operate in conspiracy land a little bit over here, feelings, no facts, but why after all this, after they made such a big deal of it? Like, these are all people that went in going, we're going after Epstein, we're figuring it out, we're going to fight exactly, we're going to drain the swamp. What changed?
Well, there's 3 things that can happen to someone if they want to institute change in the government and they're going against the powers that be. Either they can get threatened or their family can get threatened. There are people that will sell their grandmother for power. I've seen that too. And then third, a lot of people are compromised. And we don't know how they're compromised. There's a lot of ways to compromise people. You can compromise them sexually. You can compromise them financially. You can compromise their children. There's a lot of ways to go when it comes to compromise.
And who are the people doing the compromising here? Like, who is threatening Trump? Who is threatening Kash Patel? How do you threaten the person who runs the FBI? How do you threaten the number 2 at the FBI? How do you threaten the President of the United States of America, the most powerful figure in the world? Who has more power than them?
Let me back up a little bit on the Epstein case, and then I'll be able to give you an answer. So, the Palm Beach Police Department, a 14-year-old girl told her mother, her stepmother, that she'd been molested by Jeffrey Epstein. And her stepmother brought her to the Palm Beach Police Department, and the Palm Beach Police just looked upon Epstein as a philanthropic type, a rich philanthropic. They had no idea what he was into. And Michael Ryder, he's the hero in this story. He was the chief of the Palm Beach Police Department. And he believed that kid. Actually, the people at the Palm Beach Police Department believed that kid. And then they found the girl that had pandered that girl. And she just opened up, and she pandered like 8 different girls.
Who is this one?
Her name is Haley Robson. And they went to the same high school. And the Palm Beach Police Department ultimately got the names of, well, actually the statements of 5 victims. And then they got 17 corroborating people to corroborate what the victims said. And they were going to arrest Jeffrey Epstein on 4 counts of unlawful sexual activity with a minor and 1 count of lewd and lascivious molestation. They were ready to roll. They executed a search warrant on Epstein's home. And Epstein had been warned about that search warrant because a lot of stuff had been taken, like all his computers were gone. And there were jacks where there'd been hidden cameras. They were gone. The Palm Beach Police Department did find a couple of cameras hidden in clocks, but that was about it. So they were ready to roll with indicting Epstein on those 5 counts. And then the Florida State Attorney, Barry Krishner, said, no, we're going to have a grand jury. And so they took the case away from the Palm Beach Police Department. And Michael Ryder, he was pressured. He was followed. The dude would not back down. Solid dude, great guy, an amazing individual. He saw all these girls had been molested because at that point, the Palm Beach Police Department knew of 23 underage girls that had been molested. So, so grand jury was called, and I don't know if you guys know how grand juries work, but a special prosecutor is chosen to present evidence to grand jurors, and grand jurors are just people that have shown up for jury duty. They're just citizens, and they've been funneled to a grand jury. And the special prosecutor of a grand jury decides what witnesses get called and what evidence gets shown to the grand jurors. And there was a pretty famous quip by a New York State Supreme Court judge that said special prosecutors of grand juries have so much power over grand jurors that they could get them to indict a ham sandwich. So the ham sandwich that was served in Florida, that special prosecutor only called 2 of the victims. She knew of 23 victims. And one of the victims had been molested when she was 14, and she was now 16. And one of the victims had been started getting molested by Epstein when she was 16, and now she was 18. And she was calling them prostitutes. I mean, just really, I've got the transcripts, and I'm the director of a 501c called Epstein Justice, and you can go to our website and see what how I address the transcripts. But anyway, it was a horrible. Michael Ryder called it the greatest miscarriage of justice in modern times.